What's up, guys? It is Brandon from the Two Piece Mandem, and welcome back to another Premier League prediction. Freaking it! For those that don't know, it is freaking early. It's like 5:30 a.m. in the morning in the UK. It's just freaking early as hell. But either way, we're going to talk about the upcoming matches. Oh yeah, don't forget to like the video and click that subscribe button as well. All right, I think 1,022 subscribers, and we're trying to hit 2K by the end of 2020. So I appreciate it if you hit that like button and subscribe. Anyway, we're gonna go straight into the games. There's actually FA Cup games on as well today. Obviously, my team's playing, Liverpool's playing, other teams are playing as well. A few shocking results in the Premier League actually. Watching some of the games, some shocking, some predicted, some expected, but we'll get on to it. So yeah, first game actually, Sheffield United versus West Ham. Now, it was very, very unlucky for Sheffield United when they faced Liverpool. McBurney had that chance to at least get a consolation goal against Liverpool, but then he bottled it. I think Sheffield really couldn't do anything against Liverpool. Liverpool were just too consistent and just really, really good in that match. They played well, like practically the whole season, essentially. And I thought it was very, 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 very unlucky for Sheffield United to come up with a 2-0 loss. The way they play is very, very different to other people, having overlapping centre backs, having the likes of Muse, having the likes of McBurney, and all different sorts of players on Sheffield United. And yeah, it was just unlucky for them, if I'm honest with you. So yeah, who else? West Ham, David Moyes, ladies and gentlemen, the new West Ham manager, banging in 4 goals against Bournemouth. Now, big up West Ham for that. Big up West Ham and big up Moyes. Because as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, when a new manager comes in, there's an instant bounce. All right, not with Arsenal, but with other teams, there's like an instant bounce when they get a new manager, and all of a sudden the players want to play for that manager, and that's exactly what West Ham did. The West Ham players played for their freaking manager, and they played for the fans, and they freaking battered Bournemouth 4-0. And Bournemouth, well, they've just been horrendous, haven't they? And yeah, they're in serious, serious, serious trouble. It's just horrendous for them. For West Ham, it's gonna for Sheffield United versus West Ham. It's gonna be a very, very tough game. For this one, I'm gonna say Sheffield United 2, West Ham 3. West Ham are playing at Brummel Lane, and Sheffield United are organised and compact. But I just feel as though West Ham will nick a goal at the end. I don't know who it's gonna be. Actually, it could be Sebastian Haller, it could be Mark Noble, Felipe Anderson. I just feel as though West Ham will nick a win at Brummel Lane against Sheffield United. Alright, next game. I was actually going to leave this till last, but then I just thought, nah, okay. Just keep this one in. Put this one at second. Crystal Palace versus Arsenal at Selhurst Park. Now, for those that don't know, Haroon made a review. What was it? Crystal Palace versus Arsenal. I think the final score was 1-1 or something like that, and it was brackets Zaha as a diver, and he was very, very annoyed because Arsenal dropped points, and he believed that Zaha dived, and he just cost Arsenal top 4. Yeah. So first of all, I'm going to talk about Crystal Palace before I talk about Arsenal. So the Crystal Palace, they drew 1-1 with Norwich. Wasn't really expecting that. I kind of thought Crystal Palace would actually get a result there. Although Crystal Palace will get a result against Norwich because Norwich's form has been poor. I mean, the only decent players are Pukki and Cantwell. I feel as though with Crystal Palace, Zaha's not really doing it as much, even though he carries the team massively. I still remember, that goal from, Jordan Ayew? I think it was absolute class. Yeah, if I'm honest with you, Crystal Palace have just been alright. They haven't been horrendous or anything like that. They've just been like decent, if I'm honest with you. And yeah, if it's going to be very, very tough against this Arsenal team, if I'm honest with you, because this Arsenal team, it's not fully on form, but it's heading in the right direction, as you can see. So essentially, Mikel Arteta, the new Arsenal manager, for those that don't know, has sort of guided Arsenal into a different way of playing. There's structure, there's organisation at Arsenal, and you can see from the get-go that these Arsenal players want to play for the team, and he's implemented how he wants to play it onto the pitch, and it shows. And Arsenal against Manchester United in the first half were absolutely brilliant. In the first half, they were absolutely brilliant. They had Man United on the ropes. Pepe was brilliant. He scored his goal. The back four were absolutely solid. That level of intensity they maintained for like that first half was absolutely sensational, and they were absolutely remarkable in that game. Like every single player stepped up. Every player was tracking back. Every player was winning the second ball, and you could tell a massive roar from the Emirates because the fans were absolutely loving it, and that's what they were craving. That's what they've been waiting for like what was it the past few. That's what they were freaking waiting for like the past 2 months, if I'm honest with you, because it's like this is what Arsenal fans want to see. They just want to see some passion and desire for the team. They want to see the players play like this every single week, and at least show that. I mean, they did against us, but obviously they capitulated and born Jorginho and we 2-1 Frankie Lampard. But in this game, they held Man United, and Man United had to hold the L, and Arsenal were absolutely remarkable in this game. So, based off that, also haven't won an away game in God knows how long. I can't even remember their last away game. West Ham. I think it was at the Olympic Stadium. For this one, I'm going to say Crystal Palace 1, Arsenal 2. I feel as though Arsenal will nick a win against Crystal Palace. I think the way Arsenal are playing right now, and if they start with that intensity against Crystal Palace, then they'll have Crystal Palace on the ropes, and they could easily be 2, 3, or 4 goals up. If I'm honest with you, but it all depends how ruthless and how the Arsenal press will affect Crystal Palace. If I'm honest with you, will Crystal Palace be able to get out of that? Probably not. And it's also dependent on how Arsenal react in the second half. Are they going to sit back like they did against Manchester United? Will they be able to maintain that same level of intensity in the first half against Man United? In the second half against Crystal Palace? Who knows? So, yeah, that's my prediction on it. Alright, next game. Everton versus Brighton. So now, when you look at the Everton game now, Everton lost against Manchester City, and it was very, very unfortunate for them to lose that game. Man City only won by 2-1. I feel as though Man City's defending is a bit sometimes. Like it's just like ever since they lost Laporte, it just wasn't really all that. I feel as though with Everton, with Carlo Ancelotti, they've been trying to chasing this guy for bloody 2 years. I think with Carlo Ancelotti finally at this club now, he's gonna have some structure. He's gonna be free-flowing football, and I'm kind of interested now because it's now the January transfer right now. I'm interested to see what type of players these managers are going to bring in and how they're going to impact the team. And I just want to see how the style of Everton's football will change overall. And I think that's a very, very good thing. And with Brighton, obviously I got to talk about this. With Brighton, they were absolutely horrendous in the first half. I think they had 1 shot or something like that in the first half. Weren't playing well at all. Kept getting closed down. Most of the time kept giving the ball away. I think it was Montoya giving the ball away. Neil Maupay couldn't really do anything. Didn't really have the ball that much. I think they should have brought on Connolly in the first half. They should have started Connolly, if I'm honest with you. Moy, I think the thing is with Brighton, they played a diamond formation against us, and it just left a lot of space on the wings for Azpilicueta and Reece James, especially Reece James, and the formation just wasn't working. But in the end, they actually got a point from that. I think it was a magnificent wonder goal from, I forgot his name. Leave in the comments down below if you remember his name. But he scored an absolute wonder goal, a good overhead kick goal that we should have defended. But it is what it is, isn't it? So Brighton got a point from that. They'll take that. So for this one, the thing is that it's at Goodison Park, so I think Everton will hold the W for this one. So for this one, I'm going to say Everton 1, Brighton 0. I don't really see Brighton on the front foot against Everton. I think Everton will take it to Brighton, and Everton at Goodison Park are very, very dangerous and very decent. So, do you know what I mean? I just feel as though Everton will get the win there. Alright, next game. Leicester City versus Southampton now. I think every single individual knows what happened the last time the last time Leicester City visited Southampton at the St Mary's Stadium, absolutely annihilating them 9-0. And God knows what's going to happen now. But with this Southampton team now, everything's changed. I think with this new manager right now, they're starting to play good football. Danny Ings recently has been on form. He's starting to bang in goals. As people know, beating Tottenham 1-0 at the St Mary's Stadium. And yeah, it was a very, very good point for them. Southampton beating us 2-0. So starting to get 3 points against these bigger teams, against the bigger rivals. I think Southampton have played brilliant. I think with Leicester City right now, what was it? Yeah, they beat Newcastle 3-0 at St James's Park. I still feel as though Leicester City are on fire. I think Leicester City just need a few more world-class players for them to reach the likes of City and Liverpool, if I'm honest with you. Well, reach the likes of Liverpool, if I'm honest with you. I think with Leicester City, they really need to keep Jamie Vardy and Maddison. I think those two work so well together. The link-up play is amazing from them. And I feel as though with Leicester City, they can go very, very far. It just depends who they buy in this January transfer window. How many players do you think they need to sign? Leave a comment down below. If you're a Leicester City fan right now and you're watching this, what players should Brendan Rodgers be looking at, and what players do Leicester City need to sign for them to actually compete against City and Liverpool, or stay in the title race, if that makes sense? For Southampton, yeah, like I already said, beating Tottenham 1-0. I do feel as though it won't be another 9-0 thrashing, because this Southampton is playing completely different and there's more structure to it, there's more organisation. So for this one, I'm going to say Leicester City 3, Southampton 2. I still feel as though Leicester City's quality will overshine Southampton, and Southampton won't really be able to hurt Leicester City or get anything on them, if I'm completely honest with you. All right, next game. Manchester United versus Norwich. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we all saw Manchester United at the Emirates against Arsenal, right? Now, I want to talk about Manchester United's performance at the Emirates. Absolutely dull, flat, and boring as a piece of turd on the corner, ladies and gentlemen. It was absolute dog wank. It was dog wank, ladies and gentlemen. That was the worst first half I've ever seen from Manchester United. Fair enough, Arsenal were pressing, alright? They were causing a lot of mistakes and errors for Manchester United. But Manchester United, there were no options. Whenever a Manchester United player got the ball, there was just no one to pass it to. It was just no options, man. They were just slow. David De Gea making a mistake, causing Pepe to hit the post. It was just all It was just all freaking static from Manchester United. You could tell they were just very, very nervous on the ball. They just kept giving the ball away, or weren't really committing to 50-50 tackles. Arsenal were just winning every second ball, and it was shit for Manchester United, if I'm honest with you. They just couldn't actually get into the game. Martial, Rashford, Daniel James were quiet. Or Lingard had a horrendous game, if I'm honest with you. They tried to bring on, who was it? I think Pereira. Couldn't really do anything either, if I'm honest with you. Tried to bring on Juan Mata, and nothing really happened. Matic, I think Matic was, if I'm honest with you, their best player in the second half. Nothing was really happening. They only really came out in the second half because Arsenal were kind of relaxed and they couldn't keep up that same intensity in the second half. And I just feel as though Manchester United were absolutely horrendous in that game. And Luke Shaw was getting absolutely ripped by Nicolas Pepe. I think that's one of Pepe's best games for Arsenal so far this season. I do want to see him do more, if I'm honest with you. I want to see him just rip defenders apart. I want to see more skills, more flicks and tricks, because you can see that the confidence started to grow from Nicolas Pepe. I feel as though with Manchester United right now, they just really do need to fix up defensively, and their form is up, down, up. Their form's just horrendous. They need a consistent form, and that's the thing that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer really needs to figure out. And I think a couple of signings will help that. And it's just not working out for Manchester United. You can't be winning, losing. It's just the form's just not there, and you don't know what type of Manchester United you're going to get. And even the fans don't know what type of Manchester United they're going to freaking get. I bet you Ole doesn't even freaking know. And it's just horrendous. I think Paul Pogba, will he come back? I don't know. Will he leave, go to Real Madrid or PSG? who actually knows. I feel as though with Manchester United, they just really need to fix up. As for Norwich, getting a 1-1 against Crystal Palace, I feel as though that was a good result. They probably could have done better at Carrow Road, if I'm honest with you. Norwich haven't been playing the best. I think they're leading. I don't know if they're. I think they're in the relegation zone. I've been playing the best. Timu Pukki hasn't really been getting much service, if I'm honest with you, for Norwich. And yeah, it's just going to be very, very tough for them. I feel as though Man United are playing Norwich at Old Trafford, so I think, as I know for Manchester United's form hasn't been the best and it's been very, very inconsistent, I feel as though they will get the win against Norwich City. Surely they'll get the win. Norwich just don't have enough quality to actually even get the point from Manchester United, if I'm honest with you. This should be an easy win. I'm going to say Manchester United 2, Norwich 0. It's just as simple as that. It should be an easy win for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I think Rashford will score a penalty and Martial will score as well, personally. So yeah. All right, next game. Wolves versus Newcastle. Now, when you look at Wolves' last performance, they lost 2-1 against Watford. Very, very weird and unfortunate. I think I feel as though they should have won that game, if I'm honest with you. Looking back at the performance against Manchester City at the Molineux Stadium and at the Etihad, this is the thing. Wolves being these top 6 teams, but at the end of the day, you have to beat the bottom teams as well if you want to get into that top 6 or top 4. If I'm honest with you, and I feel as though Wolves have so much quality in their team, and for them to lose again 2-1 against Watford is very, very disgraceful. I feel as though the likes of Adama Traore and Raul Jimenez and Diogo Jota tried to impact the game, but Watford just won it. Watford just really won it. And I feel as though Wolves do need to win these type of games if they do want to get top 4. I think a couple of signings for them, mainly in the midfield and defence, are key for them. They do have wing backs as well with the formation that they play. I think Wolves should have pretty much won that game, if I'm honest with you. Now, when you look back at Newcastle, awful performance against Leicester City. And we all thought that Steve Bruce's team would be in the relegation zone. But actually, Steve Bruce has done some bits with this team and has actually got us a couple of results for Newcastle United. So, do you know what I mean? But in the last game against Leicester City, it was absolutely woeful. I know Leicester City are a quality team and they've been playing well this season, but still, to lose in the manner that you did was absolutely disgraceful from Newcastle, especially at St James's Park. And Newcastle have been decent. I think Shelvey has been on form. Almiron scored a goal against Rochdale in the FA Cup. I don't know how they drew that game. It was just poor defending from Newcastle. I think for them to actually get a result against Wolves, Almiron has to be on it. St Maximin has to be on it. Carroll has to be on it, if I'm honest with you. Shelvey as well. He has to be on it. Every single player has to be on it. And Wolves are a very, very tough team. Newcastle going to the Molineux Stadium is a very, very tough game. Trust me. So it's going to be very, very tough. But I don't know. I just feel as though Newcastle will nick the win at the end. I think it's going to be a 95th minute header from Andy Carroll. And yeah, I just feel as though Newcastle will win it. So for this one, I'm going to say Wolves 1, Newcastle 2. And yeah, it's just as simple as that, if I'm honest with you. Right, next game. Bournemouth versus Watford. Now, with Bournemouth, they lost 4-0 against West Ham, and I feel as though Bournemouth's form have been awful this season. They haven't really scored as many goals as they usually would. Remember, what was it? I think before they faced Chelsea, they lost 5 games in a row. It was very, very poor form from Bournemouth. I don't know what Eddie Howe's going to do. Josh King hasn't really been doing it. Neither has Fraser. I think they need to sign at least 6 players in that January transfer window just to stay up, if I'm honest with you, because nothing's really going on at Bournemouth. Their players just slow. Their football's slow. You can tell that the players just don't have a lot of confidence, if I'm honest with you. As for Watford, they're going to have more confidence going into the game against Bournemouth. It was a great result against a very, very good Wolves team, beating them 2-1. So fair play to them. And yeah, Watford being Wolves, that's a very, very good result. I don't really see the two really getting a decent result against each other, Bournemouth and Watford, because these two teams are just struggling so much. They're struggling for goals. I just don't feel as though it's going to be very, very I'm not gonna say it's not really gonna be an entertaining match, but I don't think there's gonna be a lot of goals in this game. And yeah, so for this one, I'm gonna say Bournemouth 0, Watford 0. Right, next game, Aston Villa versus Manchester City, ladies and gentlemen. Aston Villa versus Manchester City. Now, I'm going to pick up Jack Grealish and pick up Wesley. It's unfortunate for Wesley because obviously he got injured in that game, and yet he's the one that actually scored. I think that's his second goal this season, but it's unfortunate because Wesley's going to be out for the rest of the season. So yeah, I don't think he wasn't really the striker for Aston Villa. I feel as though there were rumours about Aston Villa in the January transfer going out and buying back Benteke. For me, I think that'd be the greatest thing that they've ever freaking done, because then Benteke will probably get his confidence back and they'll be banging in goals again. Yeah, but Aston Villa were very, very, very good in that game. They played good football. Yeah, so essentially, Jack Grealish carrying the team as usual. With a wonder goal. I think he scored another. I remember he scored a wonder goal at Old Trafford against Manchester United. Jack Grealish really does carry the team. If I'm honest with you, I think as he gets older, he will get better. But the only way he'll get better is if he leaves Villa. If I'm honest with you, I think he should start in the England squad. If I'm honest with you, yeah, I like as a cam, as a central attacking midfield. He's very, very good dribbling, but the only problem and weakness in his play is that he's very, very weak on the ball. Does not carry like a lot of strength or a lot of mass. I think his link-up play with Wesley is really, really good. So yeah, they're gonna miss him. I don't know who Villa are gonna play to replace Wesley. I think they'll play Kodja or something like that. He's not any better, if I'm honest with you. He's actually dog wank. Yeah, it's simple as that. As for Man City, Jesus, well, Man City beat Everton 2-1. So a good result for them. I feel as though in certain matches, Man City just do bottle it. But Man City are playing at Villa Park. I feel as though with Manchester City, they do get results. They do play well, but it's just defensively, they're just off. Defensively, they're completely off, and Liverpool are just on it. And you can tell Man City's defense were absolutely solid last season, and they would have wiped those teams 4-0, not just beating them by one goal. And it's just poor from them. I think Fernandinho he's just not a centre back, and it just doesn't work there. I think you need to bring back Laporte. Yeah, it's just not working for Man City this season. I don't see them clinching the title at all or getting anywhere near to Liverpool unless Liverpool lose hella amount of games. And the worst thing is that Liverpool still have a game in hand. I think due to the Club World Cup, because the West Ham vs Liverpool game actually got postponed. I feel as though Man City should and will get the result against Aston Villa. Let's be honest, Villa won't be able to do dog rank. Villa are literally in the relegation zone, so they desperately need some points against freaking Manchester City. So yeah, it's going to be very, very tough for the Villa boys. So for this one, I'm going to say Aston Villa 0, Manchester City 4. I think City will clark them. I think Sterling will score 2 goals. I think De Bruyne will score, and I think Bernardo Silva will also score as well. I don't see Villa getting a single goal at Villa Park, and the fans will probably leave in the first 20 minutes of the damn game. So yeah. Moving on to the next game, Chelsea versus Burnley, and we're going to talk about Burnley first. Very, very poor performance from them at Turf Moor. I feel as though Burnley just let Aston Villa come at them too much, and Burnley just really couldn't do anything, if I'm honest with you. Jack Grealish's goal was obviously tremendous. I don't think Sean Dyche's team really came out as much, and Burnley are starting to lose a lot of games as well. Their form hasn't been the greatest. I feel as though with Burnley they need to switch things up. Playing what's his name, Ashley Barnes and Wood. It's just not really working for them defensively, and it's just not very, very good from Burnley. I'm used to seeing like Burnley's be so structured and organised, but in these past few games it just hasn't, and their form has just dipped off too much, and they just haven't been able to score any goals, if I'm honest with you. Haven't been able to score a lot of goals or get any results, if I'm honest with you. Now we're going to talk about Chelsea. We're going to talk about my team and how we will rank. Yeah, very, very annoyed. We played very, very well against Brighton in the first half, pressed them, scoring the first goal. Obviously, it was obviously a lucky goal, but Aspilicueta tapped into the back of the net. I feel as though we were on Brighton. Reece James was down the wing. running down the wing, passing it to Willian. We create a lot of space. We were hitting them on the counter, pressing them high up the pitch, intensity, and then we just dipped off, and that's what kind of annoyed me. There was a chance there when Tammy Abraham could have passed it to Willian, and Willian probably would have been through and scored, but he decided to go for goal himself, and it just went out for a corner. And Tammy Abraham is just a little bit selfish. I know he wants to get his goals and everything like that. Sometimes he just has to lay it off. I feel as though it was a very, very crap goal to concede. But it wasn't a crap goal. It was a good goal, but it's just the way we conceded in the 82nd minute was just stupid and ridiculous. These type of games, we have to kill them off. We have to be ruthless bastards and just kill them off. We have to just take our chances and just score those goals, man, because these are the type of games that just annoy me, man. Like, we have to score those goals, and like other teams are going to catch up to us. Like, we're lucky that Man United lost against Arsenal and Tottenham lost against Southampton, because you know that if we lose or draw our next game and Tottenham and Man United win, they will go above us. They will take fourth place, right? They will take fourth place. So we gotta win these games. We have to beat these games. There's all fun and games being the freaking top teams away, but there's no point if you're losing at home against bloody Southampton and West Ham and freaking Bournemouth. Like, what's the freaking point? Like, our home form is bloody dreadful, and against Burnley, I don't have a lot of confidence, if I'm honest with you, the way our home form is. Our home form is absolute dog wank, so I don't really see us actually getting a result there. So I'm going to be real. I don't even see us going to win. So I'm going to say Chelsea 2, Burnley 2. I'm literally just not confident in our home form. We tried to play 3-4-3. It worked against Tottenham. It just didn't work against Southampton. We tried against Bournemouth. It just didn't work. We should have won against Brighton. It was just ridiculous, man. So Frank Lampard just needs to switch a few things up. I think he should just drop Abraham for this game, because he's just not doing it. Play Batshuayi. Keep the same formation, and just switch it up a bit, man. We need to be more ruthless. We need more intensity and to just take our chances and be more ruthless. We need to go at these teams and bang in at least 3 goals in the first half, alright? We just don't do that. We need to be ruthless. If we want to win the title, we have to be ruthless against these type of teams in the Premier League. It's just as simple as that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is the final game, the final freaking game. Tottenham Hotspur versus Liverpool. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Liverpool are going to travel to Shite Hart Lane against Tottenham away, and Tottenham have been horrendous recently. Their form hasn't been the best. Ever since Mourinho came in, they were starting to win games, they were starting to get results, but then after that, the form dipped, and this is what I call the Mourinho effect. Everyone's starting to play well, football's starting to go well. This usually happens in the first season, and then really I would expect this to happen in the second season. In the second season, the form just dips. The form dips completely, and the team turns into absolute rubbish, usually in the second form. I feel as though with Tottenham, they haven't been playing as well as they usually would. I think with Jose Mourinho, I think the players' heads have gone a little bit, and Tottenham players just haven't been playing well, and it's just funny for me, if I'm honest with you, the way Tottenham have been playing. And yeah, I just don't really see Tottenham getting a result against Liverpool, especially this Liverpool team, because Liverpool have been playing absolutely remarkable this season. Even in certain types of games, they haven't been playing their best football. They still somehow get the win, and it just shows you the passion, desire, and love that the players have for the club and the way they play. And Liverpool have just been remarkable. I don't see Jose getting a win, even though against the big teams he somehow does it. He gets a result sometimes, and you never know. You never know what Mourinho has in his back pocket. You don't know what formation or tactics he's going to pull up with against Klopp. I don't think Mourinho has ever beaten Klopp either. I just want to see what he actually does, and it's going to be a very, very interesting game, and I actually can't wait to watch it. But at the end of the day, I think the score will be Tottenham 0, Liverpool 2. I think Liverpool just have too much quality for Tottenham. I think Eriksen, I don't know if he's going to stay. Eric Dyer has been doing it. Dele Alli hasn't been doing it either. I don't know. I think Heung-min Son returns for this game. I'm not even sure. I think Tottenham have missed him dearly. I just see Liverpool getting the win, if I'm honest with you. To be fair, like, their form's just been incredible. It's just as simple as that. Right, that's the end of this Premier League prediction, guys. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you click that subscribe button, right? Make sure you click the like button as well, and leave your predictions in the comments down below, and just leave your thoughts on the FA Cup games in general. I want to know what your thoughts about it as well. Alright, I'll see you guys in a bit. Peace.